stuck in the war over there. When the war began, we lived in White Russia at that time. It used to be Poland, but it became White Russia. So we stayed around a while until the Germans decided to take us into a larger camp. And my father and I, because most likely we'll all have to dig our own grave, and then they're going to shoot us and we'll have to die ourselves. He says, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have to take at least one of them before they take me. So well, let's go to the woods and we'll have a chance to fight. And so we were about 25 to 30 families. We decided to go to the forest. I had older brothers and sisters, and so was everybody else had. And there was a few people that were army people from the Polish army. So they decided to organize the partisans. So we were the first partisans. Our name was Spartak, and the town that we lived in was Kazan. So this is where we started. I was almost 13 years old when we had to leave for the forest. So my bar mitzvah was in the woods. And we had took some books with us and everything else to come along to go to the woods, but it didn't last long. When we stopped for a break, the Germans went after us, and we had to drop everything and run. So we lost everything. So when it came time for me to be a bar mitzvah, a week or two later, after the Germans left, because they usually, when they attack, they say 2 or 3 days and then they take back. Because to live in the woods, the mosquitoes will eat you up. And the soldiers don't stay that way. They come, they do the job, and they go. And they thought they killed everybody, but they did not. We all went deeper into the forest, and we were able, by 90% we survived. We found a tree that was cut down, and we all stood around. I don't remember exactly how it came around. What I do remember to say, it says, okay, now you're a man. So now you can take a bigger bag on your shoulders. So from that on, this was sort of getting used to being chased around from one area to the other, just to try to survive. And according to my father's, he was a World War I soldier in the Russian army. So he thought the Russians will retreat deeper into Russia and they'll regroup and they'll fight back the Germans. But it never happened. They just kept going and going. And then the winter came, and by sheer luck we survived the winters. Some had frozen toes, frozen eyes, because those winters was 35 below zero weather. And it was very, very cold and a lot of snow in our part of the world. But as a family, we survived. We were like 7 older people, 7 older families, separated. The younger people were in a different group. We never stayed together as one big group, because if the Germans find, so at least some will be able to survive. The interest. It was very hard to live in the forest. It was very hard as far as praying or things like that. The only thing inside of me and my heart is God was with me, because it's me and another young man like my age, and a few older people that was not allowed to be in the partisans. We used to go out to find food and going into the forest. There is no roads, there is no nothing. You go that way, you'll get to the end of the forest and you'll see a farm, and then you wait for the nighttime, and then you go to dig some dirt out and find some potatoes or whatever is left in the field. And then you fill up a big bag on your shoulders and try to find your way back So the only thing that you were able to come back is you said, God will lead me back. That's how I always felt. God is with me. He is going to watch me. And it worked. For me, it worked. And it's not, you say to yourself, Shema Yisrael, see, I have to bring more food because I can't, whatever it comes to your mind, you just keep following. And we were able to, we got used to it. And from year to year, we were in the forest for about 2.5 years. So we became more professional, how to hide and how to prepare ourselves. And we're here. So for somehow or another, I'm very happy. I'm not going to go too far because it's not good for me to go too deep to describe sad things in life. So it gives me a great pleasure to have a chance to come to a big crowd like this in the Shemanson. And that was my whole prayers. When I used to say I eat, it's like eat. It was like, thank God there is more than one. Okay, and it was a big trip to come to the United States. It was a big trip. So when we talk about for the people leaving Egypt and going into the wilderness, but not knowing where they're going and what they're going to do, I can just picture how they felt, those people felt, just like we did. So when it comes down to Pesach, when we talk about the kashrus, I said, you have to feel it, not just talk about it. And it's very hard for people who have never been through that to feel it. What means feeling it? Knowing you're coming out of a disaster. How will it feel? Is it just because you read it and you'll go? No, it stays with you in here. It stays with you in here. Faster. Thank God I came to the United States. I found my way out and I fought my way through it. And I found a beautiful woman. I was married for 63 years. And she left me. And on my first date with her, I said, are you going to be able to have 3 children with me? And we just met. And she said, yes, why not? Okay, we're going to get married. I love you then. I am a witness to the world what happened. Because there's a lot of people don't believe it happened. So I do go to high schools, I do people that are interested to know what's happening. I do go places like that. We as Jews have to stand up like we're top of the shelf. We are just like anybody else. We are no different, but we are the best. We have to be happy with Israel, because that is our land. Because we live here, we lived in Poland, we lived all over the place. Just remember, we didn't have Israel. And you don't know how it felt. But my father, my grandfather, and all those people that never had anything like that. We have Israel. It is just a dream of dreams. So please, everyone should always feel like that. And if you can help in any way, please help Israel. That's what I want to say.